Hello everyone and welcome back. Yesterday by-election is a clear evidence that Nigeria is not making any headway but rather heading to total destruction. So yesterday it was a competition like who is going to be the highest bidder, both the APGA, APC, PDP, even ADC. The vote buying was unbelievable. Yes. So this person said, if we are not careful, APC will rig the 2027 general election. We must prepare and be ready for whatever comes. Women and youth are still selling their votes. 4 years of suffering for just 5K. This is serious. We have a lot of enlightenment to do at the grassroots level. So under this post, look at what Nigerians are saying. So this person said, Nigerians do not care anymore. No conscience. APC will use money come 2027. Yesterday by-election is a very good example that Tinubu will come 2027. So this person said, buying of vote has been a thing even before APC come to existence. It is a serious pandemic in this era. How do you convince a poor man or woman not to sell their vote for 5K or 10K? It's very difficult considering the suffering they face day to day. Now God go save us. And another person said, the leaders knows what they are doing by increasing the level of poverty so that with small money given out to the poor masses, they will surely get their conscience. Chai! And another person said, this is the reason why Nigerians are facing the giant problems of poverty, because with little cash in hands, many will sell out their beds just to feed. And this person said, at this point, I don't pity any Nigeria because we are the cause of our problem. So this is really heartbreaking, honestly. But there is a video I would love you guys to listen to from a honorable member of a House of Assembly in Oka South, Mr. UBACHU, what he said concerning what Obedient and P2B need to do concerning 2027 election. Like, he really said a lot of things here, because in this conversation, his submission was top-notch. Yes, because both PDP and APC people were in this particular meeting. This is one of the meeting on space where Honorable, explained the reason why he is supporting P2B and the reason why P2B must be the presidential candidate in this ADC if truly they want to, take power from Tinubu. Like, they are doing it for the sake of Nigerians, not just to grab power. Just listen and hear everything that he said here. Do wait to subscribe for more updates. Please share the video and give it a like. Thank you so much for doing so.
And I thank God that Peter keeps saying that it's not a coalition for good leadership, and it's just coalition to grab power that is not involved. On that premise, what we should be saying is that Peter, that was able to produce 2 senators serving, 6 House of Rep members serving in that state, and 7 of us that are House of Assembly members cannot execute an election. Cannot execute an election even without Peter. He has done his job. I'm indicting myself. I'm indicting the whole people that elected at the platform of Labour Party that flew on the wings of Peter Toby. So if Peter is not existing, they cannot execute an election and face the governor squarely. And if anybody can answer me that question, vis-a-vis how fellow senators like Senator Natasha stood against an incumbent governor and won his election, and now we cannot win one constituency that has a sympathy that accompanies the candidacy, and we are explaining that this happened, coalition is this, coalition is that. No. I'm indicting myself and indicting my colleagues and indicting everybody that won election at the wings of Peter. At the level that Peter is, we cannot be expecting Peter to be executing local elections, even in his own state. No, I'm exonerating Peter from this. And that is what I want us to do. Now, if you fix it, I will advise, coalition or no coalition, where there is a very identified problem that Nigeria has.
UBACHU.
Sir.
Mr. Amba, sorry, sir. 1 second.
Can I go ahead? Hello?
Please continue, sir.
Okay, thank you. Then, we have already identified problem of Nigeria, which is not politics. Our problem is bad leadership. We should exonerate it from politics. Politics is how, the vehicle, what brought you to a position of leadership. And most of the people that wanted this good leadership anchored on obedience, and that is why Peter was able to pull the stunt he pulled in 2023. That is everybody wasn't expecting it. And I will assure you, had it been people who knew that Peter has the capacity to do what he did in 2023, a lot of these governors that even compromised and people that supported Atiwaju coming in and all whatnot wouldn't have done it. They would have given Peter a little push. Now, what is the reality on ground is that what we see as coalition now, personal opinion, without prejudice to anything, what we see as coalition are people that are hungry to grab power and then use that power for what? If they are going to help
Honorable,
make Peter president,
honorable,
let me submit.
I would disagree.
If they're going okay.
Chief, allow honorable now. Chief,
Yes,
allow honorable. He's making
you
a point.
disagreeing is in
Allow him.
order, and I know where you disagree.
No, honorable, just go on. No, honorable, just go on. Go on.
Let me
He
rephrase.
cannot
I made a mistake. I should rephrase. Majority of people that are in that coalition, let me use the word majority, not all, are there to just grab power and use it for what? The only consolation we will have if that happens is that maybe Peter becomes president. And if Peter is made president, I don't have fears about those people that help him grab power, because I know Peter and his capacity is going to put them in their places, individual places, quietly, and move on with his job. But the reality of what happened yesterday is that we have to sit down and learn our lessons. Our lessons is lesson number one. Politics is built on structure. The structure we are talking about are human beings living. It's not on Twitter space and all whatnot. On ground information, there are some voters that came out to vote for the wife of my late colleague. They never knew that Peter said this on Facebook. I'm telling you first-hand information. They never knew the whole sensation on Facebook. Why Peter message was accepted by Nigerians, most Nigerians, is that on the whole sensation we are doing on Facebook online is being triggered down to the locals that have no access to this. And it's being triggered down by what? Structure. And that is where the whole, what's it called? The whole obedient movement, support groups play their role. They will pick this thing we said on Twitter, on Facebook, they will bring it to the world level, and they were using it in village squares to be telling stories. But that did not happen in this election because of two things. One, the time frame between when Peter said that this woman should go and everybody should vote for ADC and not Labour, because Labour has no candidate. The time frame for this thing to cascade down was not there. There was not enough time for it to cascade down to the local voters. Secondly, the available structure to carry the message down on time. That is where coalition is good. That is the only place I will support coalition. Because even Peter himself knew that a lot of places he won an election, there was no agent. There was no agent to protect the vote. We need the structure, and structure is human being. In Anambra, for the first time, they are selling a vote for up to 5,000 naira, which means they came out, the governor opened the vote all out. They are sharing 10,000, they are sharing 15,000, first time in Anambra State. And I will ask another question. If this we know to give shishi, we use the net to give shishi, come to where we are. Why are we giving shishi, trying to even compel ourselves to give shishi? in political market, you just have people that come to polling unit to sell their vote and people that come to polling unit to vote their conscience. Let's focus on one place and start pushing for people that sell their vote to tweet towards people that vote with conscience. I was disappointed that the ADC party was sharing 3,000 naira. So if I'm in polling unit to vote, I will see I'm supposed to vote you because you are not giving shishi, but you are a better person to do the job. I will vote you. But if I see that I'm voting you yourself you are giving shishi, I will go for highest bidder. These are the two lessons personally I can draw from what happened. We must know what we are doing and focus there straight up. A lot of things they used to intimidate us that the first time I say, how are you going to go for second term? I said, I don't care. I am here to do 4 years. Most of my colleagues have been intimidated by that. And that's why when sensitive things comes to the table of the house, most of them cannot make the input they want to make freely because everybody is scared of second tenure. I went to my constituency the other time I did 2 years in office. I said, look at your money. This is how much was given to me as constituency president. This is what it is. What are we going to use it for? They decided. I will move in with that. Now somebody came and said, all these things you are doing, do you think that these people will vote you again without you sharing money? Can't keep the money. So you share the money during the election. This is second tenor. You cannot do this. So by second tenor, everybody you must have created enmity. I said I came for the first time without paying 1 naira. I will share 1 naira second tenor. People will see their money. I'll give them their money. They will decide what to use it for. Second tenor, if they think that I'm good, let me come back. Again, let us sit down, articulate our mistakes, where we compromised, what we should be doing that we have not done. So we are saying that all the senators that came from Labour and all the House of Assembly and House of Rep that came through Labour, God forbid something happened today that Peter is no more. God forbid. So all of them should retire from politics. Is that what you are saying? Except somebody can justify to me that without Peter, 2 senators and 6 House of Rep members and 7 House of Assembly members cannot execute an election against an incumbent governor. I will still be debating this with anybody that cares to know. Let me submit here. Thank you very much.
Since you are very close to Mr. Peter Obi, is Mr. Peter Obi a member of the Labour Party or he has defected to the ADC?
Sorry, come again with your question. I didn't get that.
Okay, I say, is Mr. Peter Obi still a member of the Labour Party or he has defected to the ADC? Because I can remember that the Labour Party, denied being part of the coalition. So
no, Peter is a member of Labour Party, and he said it categorically clear that his Labour Party we are using in governorship election, and in 2027 we are using the ADC. But because of the confusion created in Labour Party by external forces, now Labour Party has no candidate in that election in Anambra State.
Sorry, what do you mean
And
by
I said,
external forces?
he said,
What do you mean by the crisis created by external forces?
yes, the forces that have the capacity to look at the Supreme Court judgment and will not implement it, and that judgment was gotten by an independent body that is called independent INEC, independent our National Electoral Commission, Nigeria, Independent National Electoral Commission. They went to court. The court granted them a judgment that a certain person's time is over. Now, to implement it, they have not implemented it to speak. So, is that a force from Labour Party? That force must have come from external bodies. That is not Labour Party.
Honorable member, thank you very much for for coming on board. But the place I said I beg to disagree with you is where you said that people in the coalition are for power grabbers. Now, as a P2B supporter, my question is, as a P2B supporter and a member and also a politician that know politics very well, do you think, as somebody also that is entering into a coalition with people, that your words of accusing some other members of the coalition is a right thing for you to do as a politician? Do you think it's a right thing for you to do by calling others, trying to a kind of name shame others as power grabbers and while others are not? Do you think it's the right word for you to use as a politician? Thank you.
Okay, let me tell you something, Chief. Chief, before I became a politician, I'm a human being. I was a teacher, and what we used to say to ourselves is that we mow souls, and because we mow souls, we must have souls ourselves, right? So before I became a politician, I'm a human being. Now, as a politician, I might not say it, but as a human being, I can say it. So what confuses our own politics in Nigeria is between who you are as a human being and what you're supposed to do in politics as a profession. If they place it on table, which one are you going to take first? Now, tomorrow, I might not be a politician. I will still be a human being. So I will speak first as a human being. I believe this platform, when I was listening to the platform, everybody was coming out genuinely on ideal situation, right? I agree, ideal situation. We are not talking about real situation, which is the politics involved. But I am speaking as if I am protected by, I can speak freely. As a parliamentarian, I might not speak like this. Even as a party member accusing my own colleagues in party, as a politician, I'm not supposed to say it. But I'm telling you this as a person that has a personal conviction. Now, let me tell you, if you say they have the tendency, but I'm not supposed to say it as a politician, then I'm still correct. All of us knew if there is a coalition that is built on what is it called, securing a good leadership for Nigeria and to turn the ship to the right direction, you will know that what will be on the table will be, the discussion that should be on the table now will be, what are the policies needed to move Nigeria to the right direction, and who can implement that policy. We should not be talking about one term, north, south, all those things. That is why I have a personal conviction that the majority of what I'm hearing coming out from coalition are there to grab power.
Now, it leads to my second question, Honorable. Now, as also somebody that wants the coalition because your policies and everything is only, you can only implement them when you are in power. Now, as somebody that wants to be in power to implement those policies, and you know really very well that these individuals in the coalition has impact they are bringing to the coalition, do you also think it's of good to the candidate? Is this your comment now is a good one to the person you're supporting? Do you think you made a very good point to the person and to those listening or supporters of those other candidates that you?
But
Chief,
Chief, you're asking him the same thing
yeah, hold
in
on, let me
another
ask
way
that Chief
now.
something.
The same question you're asking
Chief,
him.
let me tell you something. You are as good as the vehicle that brought you. That is what leadership is. Now, why I said what I said before about ideology and who can implement it was in 2015 when they are talking about coalition and merger. We don't know whether there is somebody else there that would have implemented their vision and mission they so proposed to Nigerians and so to us. That is not Buhari. There may be somebody there that can be able to implement it. Do you understand it? So I am saying now, we ended up with Buhari and we are where we are. Now, if we want to do another coalition, what I want to be hearing is, this is the policy. and this is who can implement it. Then the next thing that should come will be now, who are we coaliting, who are we merging with, and what are their own involvement level. That is where structure now start to come in. What I said to you now, I am saying it how it should be, ideal situation. What you are saying, whether they will be happy or they will not be happy, you must not, whether it's the right thing for a politician to say vis-a-vis and supporting Peter, and maybe people should find out, this guy is coming from Peter's angle, we only wanted Peter for the coalition. If I say somebody else that is better than Peter, that can implement the policies that is needed, tested and trusted, why not? I can tilt. But as of now, let me see the policies. Even, what's it called, Boala, on channels, Politics Today, said that all they keep hearing is how to grab power, how to grab power, how to grab power, without any policy on the table. That the person, even Boala, coming from, sorry, the Holy Bible, for those of us that are Christians, said that when a man's way pleases the Lord, even his enemy will be at peace with him. For this to come out from Boala, serving the president, that the person that come close in policies is Peter. Of course, you know, he will not tell you that Peter is bringing policies on the table. So, if you give me somebody else that can sit there and implement the policies that the coalition will come up with good conviction, I will buy it. But how you feel that I'm saying that we are going to have a coalition that will produce another person that can be that will not have the capacity to implement the policies. We are heading to another 4 years of trial and error. That is what it is. And if you are not happy with that, that means you are happy with our present situation that we find ourselves in this country called Nigeria, which I took my name after. Thank you.
Okay, well, Honorable Nigeria, thank you very much. I listened to your submission. One thing that I appreciate about your submission is you were not trying to be politically correct, even though you are a politician. You know, a partisan practicing politician that is still in an office, a member of a political party. You know, that is not what we get every day when we hear politicians speaking publicly. Though, of course, as a politician, it might also be serving an interest. I don't know, maybe there might be a particular reason why you're actually speaking, this way, right? But, I want to assume that, like you said, you are just first speaking like a human being and just disclosing your thoughts. And beyond what you responded to Chief on, which I completely agree with, you see, it's only if we are joking or we are lying that we wouldn't know that this coalition is just about grabbing power, that they are not discussing policy. We are all in Nigeria, we all hear what they say. So nobody even needs to tell anybody that. We know, right? And me here, I support the ruling party, right? And I'm not saying it because I support the ruling party. If anybody is arguing against that, I don't see how it makes sense, because we know. The question we should ask ourselves is, how many policy discussions have they had? This party now, if they say, okay, what is going to be their policy, what are they going to do? Can anybody give us a 5 sentences? No. But we've had more, like you said, I will do one term, I will do this, I will do that. So those are things that is not supposed to be up for arguments if we are not just trying to be political. Now, and there are also certain things that you said, which also makes me find you quite admirable. You might not have said it intentionally, but those things actually is the truth. You said it. You said, number one, most of you that won on Peter Obi's wings, which is true. Number two, what happened was like a stunt. It was not really expected. Number three, a party needs a political structure. And you highlighted the defect of not having that political structure in this last by-election. Though I disagree with you in a part where you said this is the first time they are buying votes in Anambra, even under P2B votes were
No, no,
bought,
no, 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 no,
right?
no, no, no,
The
no,
only
no.
thing,
Let me correct
no,
you what I said.
no,
Look at what I said.
okay,
So don't
okay,
miss me
okay,
out of context.
okay,
I
okay.
said for the first time in Anambra State, vote was bought for 10,000 naira. I'm talking about the volume, the amount.
Okay. Thanks for that correction, because you know what I wanted to say was that that the people have been buying votes now. So thanks for that
I
correction.
said it. Obi
Now,
never bought any vote, Daniel. He said
wait, mute your mic. You are just coming to defend P2B. Even the politician that is in office with P2B said he is even telling us the truth. Now we they play politics now. The person where they office, where they
I
this state
never said
is
Peter
he is
bought
talking
or
like a
Peter did
Nigerian.
not buy vote.
No,
I said
no. I did not even say you said that. No. You see, what I said, you have corrected yourself. You said this is the first time they are buying for 10,000. Right. And you have corrected yourself. I didn't expect you to come and tell me that Peter bought vote now. What I was just trying to correct is that no, they bought vote even in Anambra before. And you have agreed that what you are particular about is the figure. Right? So, but still, I admire the fact that as a politician, there are certain things that you say that are true. So, my question is this: knowing that political structure is essential, especially if you want to replicate what happened in 2023, right? You also highlighted that even AGC tried to buy vote or they bought vote, but they were not just the highest bidder, right?
yes, you are
What do you
correct.
think? Yes, what do you think the Labour Party should have done in such a way? And the reason why I'm talking about the Labour Party is because the coalition just emerged after. So, what do you think immediately post that election? What do you think the Labour Party will have done to build that structure, to consolidate that stunt in quote, in such a way that they will have had a machinery to ensure that a structure is built that might not necessarily be reliant on P2B? Because one thing that you also emphasize is that why is everybody talking about P2B, Peter? But what if P2B is not there? Is it that the people that won an election on his wings will have been able to do anything? So, what do you think the party should have done, or what do you think they didn't do that is putting them in this condition that they are in? I hope you got my question. Thank you.
Okay, I got your question very clearly, and I'll answer you as a person, not as a politician. One is that I look at it with consistency. All right. What is happening to Labour Party now was long expected. It was long expected, and that has been the way and norms the actors in this has been doing it throughout their political career. If you check the major actors, that if that will I use the word that are trying to destroy Labour Party, they have not anyway, because there is a judgment that came in that INEC should remove Abure. I think 2 days ago or 3 days ago. Now, as much as I want to blame my colleagues, I ask myself a question. If you want to start putting up your structure, what name which structures are you putting in? Are you putting in Labour? Are you putting in ADC? Are you putting in where? My advocacy, my advocacy is that if Labour Party is going down, let Peter name a party. I've not discussed this with him, but I'm telling you that this is what I would prefer as a human being. Just name any, even if it's CWO party or Arewa Consultative Party or any kind of party, just mention the name, but that this is the party you're adopting. We'll start. We'll start on time. Coalition is good for rich. It's good and it's for rich. I am thinking now that the hunger that is in Nigeria is not peculiar to Labour Party alone. I am also aware that if I drive to a police station to buy fuel that I can fill my tank with approximately 20,000 to 25,000, then I will be filling my tank with 60,000 naira, 70,000 naira, that an APC person behind me is going to fill his or her own tank with 20,000 naira he used to buy before. No, you can only be enjoying if you can call the APC people in power and they will pick your call. And that is what people call democracy, when your own person is in power. What I'm saying is that there is a clear-cut dichotomy between the people that are being affected by the situation of Nigeria and the people that are enjoying. Let's name any party that will bring all these people together and move on. That is what is exigent now. That is what we must do now, on time. Coalition or no coalition. For me, even I know how I survive as a house member. As a house member, even from going to court, I know what I spent on court, how I borrowed money to do that, because I was coming into house with empty-handed. I know how I suffer. I know how much I spend on my salaries and family just to keep a family alone. I know what it is. It has tripled more than. And you ask yourself, in Anambra State myself, my set in civil service, I told you I was a teacher. Up till now, I'm collecting less than 100K a month. And I'm meant to pay a house bill in Oka that is, you can't get any house that can house a family, 2-bedroom flat in Oka, less than 800,000 naira in a year. And you buy rice that will last you 2 months or 3 months with your salary. And if you have a car, you will fill your tank that will last you 1 week for school run with the equivalent of your salary in a month. There is no basis, there is no economic whatever equation that can prove to me that anybody that is in the civil service of Anambra State that is still living effectively well is not stealing or doing double standard. It's not possible. Except you have other businesses. So these things are glaring to us. And let me tell you, the effect of all these things are not yet open. They are coming every month. People will say, we have been living in our savings. We have been selling our property to survive. By next year, it will be very clear to anybody. When there is no savings again, when there is no property to sell again to fall back on, it will be clear. Then the hunger will be clear. We have not seen the situation. So it's high time we say, oh, these people that have been affected, look at the path we are going to follow. And we'll go the normal route.
Honorable, this thing that you mentioned, has there been any time where the elected members of Labour Party in office, maybe in Anambra and beyond, have come together to have a paper on this, maybe present it to the leader in quotes, OB or anything like that? Then by extension, have you had meetings, maybe nationally, maybe elected officials with Peter Obi at any point in time? If you have had, how many times have you had such meetings? So 2 questions. Have those kind of meetings existed? And have you had any opportunity, like maybe the elected member, so that it won't be as if what you are saying here is just an individual opinion? Have you tried to exchange this opinion with your group, maybe caucus in the house, or maybe senators that are elected, those people that I have mentioned, so that everybody agrees that this is what we are going to do? That is one. Then have you even have any meeting like that at all at any time, even if you didn't discuss this? Thank you. And that will be my last question.
Yes, I'll answer you clearly. One is that we have had a meeting with Peter, our leader, and the Labour Party National Caucus has been meeting with Peter. I've heard of such meetings, but please, I will beg you, I will decline to answer the second part of the meeting. I won't preempt whatever we have discussed in the meeting. What I said when I was about to start answering was that all I will say here is my own personal opinion. All right? But whatever we discuss in meetings that I feel that this is sensitive. We have had meetings with Peter. We are having meetings with him. I don't know how he tried to create that time, but whoever that is his PA, I think should receive accolades, because we have had series of meetings with him, both physically and online. And the National Assembly members, I know he normally has caucus meeting with them. Let me stop there because
Please, can I go?
Kali, please. Honorable, please. Me is just to chip in something for you guys. Don't be, you guys should not be moved with all this court judgment about Abure. I want you guys to know that whatever thing they are doing now is for them to bring Peter Obi back to Labour Party and make him lose woefully. So whatever thing they are doing, it's you guys should stick with the coalition. You understand? Because
Chief, mute your mic. You won't go the market coalition for here. Let other people ask their question, Jare. You, everywhere you
Chief.
go, now just the market
I
coalition
don't say
every time. I better go sit down.
on our plan. So
Chief, go and win election first before you advise those who have won election what to do. Who is next? Right?
Please, I want to ask the reason why I requested for the mic is very simple. I want to ask the honorable because from the way he's speaking, he's already convinced that Peter Obi has a solution. Because according to him, he said if there is any other alternative, like if there's any other person in the coalition that can do it better than Peter Obi. So, and according to him, Peter Obi has been his leader probably more than 8 years ago, maybe before 2015 or so. So, I would want to know what template did Peter Obi use, even if it was not successful. I just want to know if there's any template that Peter Obi used while he was governor in Anambra. Because according to him, I'll be very precise, he said if there's another person that can do it better than Peter Obi. So that leaves me with no option that he already know that Peter Obi has a solution. And we are yet to know, according to Mr. Daniel, they are still discussing politics. Nobody is talking about policies or how they're going to, turn the economy around. So that's what I want to know.
okay. I will give you a background that inform my own conviction towards Peter. I didn't just wake up one morning and resign my lecturership position to follow a man that I don't know. I have the first encounter I had with Peter personally on a personal meeting was after my ticket. He never, as a governor of Anambra State, I wasn't close to him. But when I sat down, when I came into government, I was a one-time SSA to the former governor, Willie Obiano, on education. When we came into education, and I saw the foundation that was led by Peter, I approached that document with nostalgia. How can somebody put this kind of foundation and live? Let me tell you, all you see online is what Peter has done, what Peter has not done, but I will give you a first-hand briefing. When Peter came into Anambra State, he came in to already a broken state. When I mean a broken state, nothing was working. And I will stand anywhere to defend what I said. We just came out from the fight, thanks to Ngige, of Godfatherism. We had that fight earlier before most of the states started. Godfatherism, Ngige did the fight. But one thing I will fault Ngige in is that he approached leadership with emotions. Peter will tell you then that I am not elected to come and make people happy. I'm elected to lead, not looking for what makes people happy. We applaud Ngige today because he found out that what is appealing to people's mind are good roads. That is what people see physically. That is what they will use to rate you, whether you performed well or you not perform well. And that is what the present government is doing just what people will use and say, you have done well. Without a proper need analysis, without scale of preference as a professor of economics. And I will give you my statistics. Peter came in and started fixing the foundation. He said it in the news. Most people were they were not convinced. No governor's lodge. It was Peter that started renovating government house. They burnt it. He was the one that renovated. He built the secretariat. He started laying foundation for most offices around. Then is a system person. Our problem in Nigeria is not who will be there. All of us trusted Buhari. Buhari Megaskia, man of integrity. I give it to him. But the system could not allow him. The system could not allow him. One person cannot. Why America is America today is that Trump cannot wake up tomorrow and do whatever he wants to do. Because there is a system. Peter worked with system. At every particular ministry, he will look at it and set the foundation. And I will tell you, in education where I served, where I have information, Peter looked at the World Bank roadmap of CPIP and said, okay, let's adopt it. He looked at the United Nations roadmap and said, okay, let's adopt it. And we look at it, they did a forensic analysis of the problem of Anambra State. And they brought out, this is the problem, this is what the problem, this is what the problem is. And he signed and attracted the fund. Then, teachers teaching in rural area has a special, that is where Anambra came up in education. Then you have a teacher in rural area, he will be doing everything, bribing to come out from riverine area, from rural area to come to city. So they have a special allowance for people teaching in rural area. They have a special allowance for people teaching core subjects. They call it core subject allowance. They now integrate and say, let's focus on technical education. And the whole DLIs, Willie came in as a governor and stick to it. He started maintaining it. And that was why Anambra was moved from 26th to 1st. And when he left, the system was still there. So I need a man that will come and tackle the systems. People come in and say, this commissioner or this minister is a thief. The minister, you're looking at the minister as a thief, but the highest thief is the directors and PAMSECs in the ministry. And those are the system. Peter came in as a governor. For more than 4 months, he did not take commissioners. He was studying the various PAMSECs and ministries. He was having a school meeting with the PAMSECs. He was actually knowing, look at this, what these people are saying, look at what these people are saying. In fact, the former commissioner that came before my commissioner came in, told us that Peter said, Uju, if you don't know what to do in education, come to lodge this night. I will tell you, don't allow these people to put you into trouble. And Uju said when he came, he had the HP country manager seated for the meeting. When he came, he has the innocent person seated, he has the Galaxy Blackbone seated. Those are people that are there to discuss how to move the infrastructure needed to put the school.
Sir?
Loud and clear.
With all due respect, sir, we are not here to launder into this image.
No,
to be honest,
no. I am responding to conclusion.
No. Yeah. I know you are responding to a submission, but you cannot, as a person, as an Anambra person, as someone who have lived in Anambra and rule out what Charles Ndige did in Anambra before Peter came in, and try to launder into this image here. You can't do that. You cannot. So you people have marginalized Ndige so much that nobody is talking about what that man did in terms of education, regarding education in Anambra, and most of the things he did, most of the things that you are claiming that Peter B did are blueprint of Ndige. Go and check it. Why are you people not talking about it?
My brother.
That man have come out in his 60th birthday and still said the same thing. Why are you people doing this to that man?
Brother.
Mazi, sorry, they said Peter Obi as a governor sat with PAMSEC and ministers. So I just let the man finish first, and give them what to do. PAMSEC and ministers. Let him carry on, please.
Hold on. Please, Mazi, recall in my submission.
Boyfriend, allow the Honorable to round up his submission, please. There's a queue, so you will come in accordance with the queue, please.
Can I go on?
Yes, please go
I
on.
said I gave Ngige his flowers to my own personal knowledge. I talked about road. He did one of the best still existing now. I talked about his fight against confederalism, which bettered the new Anambra. I gave him his flowers. But I'm dwelling on the one that I have the knowledge and data to defend. And I can sit you anywhere and I will tell you dates that those policies were started being implemented, and I'll tell you the date that World Bank came in, World Bank assisted it, under CEPIP. Ngige was not there. I wasn't saying that Ngige messed up education. I was telling you that Peter came in when we were 26th. It's a known knowledge. I'm not trying to come here and blow Peter. I am telling somebody that I've seen where Peter makes system work, and that is my conviction of following him. Show me another person in the coalition that can bring policies and tell me capacity, both in present and his past antecedent, that has the capacity to do this, to implement this thing and make the system work. That's what I'm saying. And I will submit with that. Thank you.
Please, I quickly want to back it up with a question.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Wait,
Please give me a sec.
Hold on. Mazi, hold on. Kia, please just give me 30 seconds. Because there's something that I noticed. Please, the honorable here is a political leader that has won an election and is presently in an office. I'm not saying we should not speak our minds, but let us be moderate in our interactions, so that it won't be as if everybody's just piling on him. What we are having here is a dialogue. And like I always say, we should always have a way to dialogue with people in power so that we can have productive conversations. He has declared he won an election on the wings of Peter Obi. We don't expect him to come and talk about Ngige. Even if it is you, you are not going to do that. He was asked a question and is responding to that question. And that question requires him telling us what Peter Obi did. So we cannot expect him to now come and say, oh, the Ngige also did this. But what I'm just saying is that I'm not saying the question Mazi asked is wrong, but let us just be measured so that it will not be as if, oh, we just have something against the honorable. It's not as if anybody invited him here. I think maybe he was listening to us and he joined us. Because if we always have that attitude of being very brash, we are not going to be having opportunities to be speaking with people in power. Most of us are political commentators, political analysts. This person, whether I like it or not, has won an election. So he used that one past all of us here. I'm not saying he's superior to us by intelligence or anything.
Mr.
But there are certain things that he has. So please, let us be moderate.
Mr. Dana, I agree with you. That is the reason why I use the word with all due respect, right? The honorable here knows me very well. When he was campaigning for that seat, I was part of those who campaigned for top to bottom for LP in Anambra. So I campaigned for him.
Okay, Honorable, you can pick up from where Mazi stopped. Maybe if you have one or two few things to say.
Okay.
Any response?
Yes, Mazi, all of us lived in Anambra State, and you yourself, particular, I know you have been everywhere. I acknowledge that, but I'm telling you, what I'm talking about Peter Obi are the things that I know. There was a question that said, why did you choose Peter? That was the question I was responding to. All right. Even what's it called? What's it called? You're talking about the previous person before Ngige, Mbadenoju. There are things he did. Government is continuing. Like Peter always say, I've done my own as a trader. You come and do your own as a professor. Wherever I stop, you continue. But I said, within me, I know how Peter reignited the systems. Peter cannot do anything in Nigeria without first of all uprooting the system. And that is what he wants to come and do. And that is what he has said on various platforms. And that is the conviction I have. I have seen it done by him in Anambra State. Now, for me, it's not about another person or whoever that is going to come. A lot of people are telling me, come and join Abuga. Look at that. I said, I cannot join Abuga. I said, why? I'm not saying whether the professor is doing well or not doing well. Whether His Excellency Chukwuma Soludo is doing well or not doing well. But what I have a vision for, what I resign for, is not going to catalyze it to fulfillment. If Soludo, as a governor, cannot bring maybe 2 or 3 of his colleagues to support Peter, but be writing against Peter of things I know that are not factual, I said, okay, I'm not going to support you because I mean that I'm a house member. My initial objective have not been achieved, and that is that Peter will be president. That is personal to me, and I will support whoever that will support the agenda. It is also personal to me. So I'm not here to debate whether this governor did well before Peter, or I'm telling you the ones that Peter did. When you talk about the policies you are talking in education, the policies I met was done by World Bank. The document I read was done by World Bank during Peter's tenure. And the implementation started even months before Peter left. The person that actually enjoyed that very well was Willie Obiano. And I was there. And I've seen this man build a barrier from foundation to where it is now. Chukwemeka Odumegwu University. Since he left, no governor has gone there to put one block. The only things coming out from there has been coming to them from government has been subvention, goodwill from people, debt fund, and all whatnot. I'm looking at a man that built Amaku General Hospital. Amaku General Hospital in Oka, to teaching hospital that gave Chukwemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu. I'm looking at a man that laid the basic foundations for you to actually define standard of living. I'm looking at a man that look at after he has done everything that he's supposed to do, that he can pay salary without anything and no shaking. He started paying old people allowances. Come on, show me another person that will leave money and hand over money to that tune. If you show me, I will know that, okay, this is the person. I'm an Igbo man. All right? An Igbo man, first of all, tied up his shop, the source of his income, get it working. They said you thrive, you invest, and you save. He thrive, the person will thrive first, do his hustling, then invest the money he has gotten, and save some. And that is what Peter did. And that is what Nigeria need. If Peter come and reduce our external debt to S.
He's back. Honorable, you can carry on.
So I'm saying something that I saw that makes me drop chalk from the board as a lecturer to follow this man blindly is a strong conviction. Otherwise, if you have another person that can do it, that has a track record where he has done it, bring the person. Then I will say, okay, let's choose this person for coalition. If coalition come today and said this will happen, Peter should revise and all whatnot. Even Peter support, if Peter accept it, I won't accept it because it's stronger than politics. My conviction, this conviction is stronger than politics. Let me submit here.
Honorable, thanks for your response. I would like to know, because we all can agree that anybody that is using the price of bread or price of garri to campaign today is on the list. And according to you, you say he likes to make the system works. And for somebody that was a governor for and he did not conduct a local government election, would you consider that such a person a Democrat?
Okay, I'll answer this one because it's also personal to me. This line of question, local government system. In fact, my views with the present governor of Anambra State was that I have vehemently, everywhere, at the plenary, at the floor of the house, at the radio stations, at Arise Television, at everywhere, I have been fighting the governor for local government election. And he has done it. And I started another fight for autonomy. Give them their money. It's not as if you brought them from another party. They are members of your party. Give them their money because of what? I believe that even I myself, that find myself in this position, would have learned a lot if I passed through the local government tutelage. I don't know if you understand me. Then, local government is actually the place, the tier of the government that is closer to the people. Closer. The higher, in fact, the most election that you can conduct, the most election you can go for as a person is to go for Umuna or village head election. Everybody know you very well, Korokoro. Local government is very close to the people. If the person did not perform, the people will not bring the person again. And that is where I believe that the money that is received, what's it called? The subsidy that was removed, and Mr. President was listening to the governors and all whatnot, are not getting down to the masses. Had it been is getting down to the masses, this hunger will not be at this level. And again, I'll answer your question. Peter came in as a governor vis-a-vis the whole fight. It was PDP that stopped him from conducting the first attempt on local government election with a court case. It was PDP. Because he himself was from Apoga, the first Apoga governor. And the house was dominated by PDP. Complete 30 members of the house, PDP. So there are little he could do as at that time. They started the court case until everybody was tired and said, okay, let's do it. And he did the local government election. So I said, when I said he makes system works, I know what I'm telling you. And he used the local government, okay, the person that benefited from that local government election was actually willing. We actually saw where local government was actually working, even though there were not autonomy in their location. And the only place I could have given flowers to Tinubu was, if he will, if Tinubu tomorrow now said, local government money here, go to local government account of a local government chairman, controlled by a local government chairman, I'll give him his flowers. He attempted it, but he was blackmailed by the governors. And why? Because of 2027 election. We put election above everything, and that's why I said, bring person that can bring good policies and implement it, that will join coalition. And I will adopt the person. Let me submit.
Please, I have a question. Quick one.
Oh, did he answer the last question?
No, he did not.
So why are you asking another question now? We've spoken about strike. He did not answer.
I answered the question. P2B not conducting election was engineered by PDP, and it is on public notice. And he later did the election when he cleared all the whole bottleneck. Which other question did you say I did not answer?
The school strike.
No. That is part of the cleaning up the system. When he came on board, labor was everywhere around him.
And being a close ally of Peter Obi himself, I think he has done justice to most of the questions. Thank you once again, Honorable.
Welcome to Chamber Seniors TV. Home of Display.